Bet you didn't know.
Oh, hey.
Oh, hey.
Oh,
Hey. Hey, don't let me bother you. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, just a little lickage.
I didn't even see you
Some
come in there.
lickage. What's up?
Welcome back to another episode of Bet You Didn't Know.
I'm Ryan.
And I'm Adam. And
It's Saturday Night Live. No, I'm just kidding.
no, not quite. We're not quite getting
Carter, what's up, buddy?
we're not getting paid that kind of money.
No, we're not.
What's up,
Yeah.
Carter? How's it going, buddy?
All right, man. So
how things? Haven't seen you
Things are-
forever. We don't talk. I mean,
I know.
between podcasts, we never hang out. We never talk. We never
I
nothing.
never talk anymore. I know, man. I'm sorry, dude.
It's okay.
No, things are good, man. Staying busy, kids,
Oh, I know.
life, PRI, super cool.
PRI
jamming
was
music.
super cool. I will give it that. For not being too deeply involved in everything because it's all pretty new to me. For me
Yeah.
to be going to something like that, this new into my involvement in drag racing or racing itself, that really kick things up a notch. Really let me see some things up close and see some of the cars that they had up there. Meet some
Man, some of the cars, some of the builds, some of the motors, some of the exhaust, the turbos, the everything, all of it. The gauges, man. It was so good.
Yeah.
The people,
yeah,
owners, racers,
Yeah.
all of it.
Oh yeah, some of the reps messing with some of them. That Cody guy who had the punchable face.
No offense, Cody, if you're watching.
Cody knows who he is if he's listening and watching.
Cody's, I guess, their what was it, like VP of sale or like
He was kind of the head
national
guy
sales rep for
NX.
Nitrous Express. Yeah.
Yeah, good guy. It was just more of an inside joke that I had with one of the other sales reps up there while we were trying to track down Cody. But
yeah. So that was cool, man. It was
a good
dude,
time.
all the equipment, all the people.
Oh my god,
running into locals, like that was crazy. Some local guys from Beelman Fabrication. They were super cool.
Local guys, new guys. I mean, all across the board. It was a lot of nice people, good people.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed myself.
It was a very good experience. So yeah, looking forward to doing that again.
It wasn't quite as educational as it maybe could have been. Considering that we didn't make it to any of the seminars that we signed up for.
Well, note to PRI, your modeling and scheduling and how you have things listed for the rooms was crap. It was completely unhelpful. They were not listed on the map. You couldn't find out where you were going. We happened to cross one of them 15 minutes late. It was jam-packed. So I think all in all, we made the right decision to cut ties with the sessions and focus on the footwork, which damn did we put in some footwork.
We did. Yeah, I think close to Jim. What's up, man? Yeah, I think on Saturday, maybe 17,000 steps.
That was our lightest day.
Yeah.
I know Thursday, I believe we crested 30. I know that.
Yeah.
But where it ended up at for sure, I don't know.
Yeah, no, it was close. Really? I thought I was close to like 40,000 after
we may have been.
I ditched my watch at some point.
Well, you may have ditched your watch, but you also did a little bit more dancing than I did Thursday night. So I think you got a few more steps than I did.
You didn't know I could dance. I had fast steps.
It's not that I didn't know that you could. It's just I didn't know that you were going to. So
yeah, I didn't know I was going to either. I mean, fuck it. Look.
Once the shot robot comes out,
it's the first
what's
time
holding anything back?
Yeah, right. It was the first PRI after party, so
hell of a party.
I'm there to have a good time. Yeah, that was a great party.
It was a great party.
Yeah, they threw. Wes threw a great party, man. That was the Drag Illustrated after party. That was look, and I've been to some parties in my day. Let me tell you.
We've thrown some parties in our day.
Oh man, we have thrown some parties that have made that look like a kids playground.
Yeah.
No. But in all sincerity, that was great. I appreciate the invite. And that was all good, man. But PRI was super cool. It was a great experience for the first time around, and got just being able to talk to people, and like it was just really, it was cool. Anyways, I digress.
Nope, you're totally fine. There was almost a familiar face around damn near every corner or in the crowd or something like that. So that part was really cool. Getting run into Chris and Amanda, Dan and Allie. The list goes on and on and on. But
Yeah,
yeah,
the whole Rockingham crew, and then
Mhm.
walking around the corner and seeing Sean,
Yeah.
the fuck sake guy. Like I was like, what? No way!
No way.
And he just started, him and his buddy just started laughing. Like it was fucking great. I was
Yeah.
like, fuck's sake. Then we just started talking, and he's building, I think Sean said he's building a 71 Chevelle, I think is what he said. And he
Feels
he
right.
wants to get into racing.
I
He's
don't
like,
know
man, I want to
cars.
build a race car. I'm like, I'm right there with you, dude. I got one. I just gotta send it.
Yeah, exactly.
When do you get time?
Exactly. One of these days we'll get to it. It's on the list.
Yeah, but everything's good, man. Been staying busy and playing music when I can. Every once in a while, I'll come down here for 2 or 3 hours and just play, dude. I read a very interesting concept or idea. I'm not sure if it's been proven per se, but it's called Rule of 100. That if you play 100 hours a year, which is 18 minutes a day, you can master your discipline in 3 years.
It sounds like the same concept as
in 3 years, 18 hours a day. Yeah. They call it the rule of 100. So I was like, oh, that's interesting, because I'll come down here, man, and I'll play for 2 hours, and and I feel like that could be true.
I got blisters on my fingers.
Oh no, a little bit of super glue. Put some super glue on them.
Trust me, I've thought about it, and I may have to do that. I may have to grab the old amp and use it as a background back here, just to have that playability. Hook it up into the mixer, be able to put the headphones on,
Yeah,
and just slap it a bass.
Slap at the bass. I'll get a little. I'm gonna get one of those table, like the Commore's table with the slicks. It's pretty cool. Piece of glass and some slicks. It's about as easy as it gets. I'm sure that's not the first one that's ever been done like that. I'm sure there's probably a million of them. But
yeah,
it's a cool concept.
It's a cool little aesthetic thing. It is a shin buster. I will warn you of that. That piece of glass, you just don't see it.
Oh, it's just oh yeah, good point.
But yeah, like anything, you get used to it, or it's a fun little thing to keep an eye out for when you have people over.
Yeah, absolutely.
Little booby trap.
Little baby trap. Cool, man. So I'm excited for this week's Bet You Didn't Know.
Yeah, it's just kind of a crap shape. I don't really have a theme. I don't really have a theory.
Crab shape?
No, crap shoot.
Crab shoot. Crab shape.
Yeah, it's just kind of a scattered bag of interesting things that I had come across on the internet or found interesting myself in the past week of research. So just some interesting stuff. And I don't know if Danny and Bonnie are watching tonight, but Danny, I know he may have some interest in this one. We've talked about some of these ancient rock formations and creations, but I found this one really interesting. Easter Island, the island with all those
the
giant heads, all that.
Yeah,
shit.
the big heads. Yeah.
I didn't know it was only 14. It's only 14 miles long, which is a pretty fair sized island, but nothing. It's not New Zealand or anything like that.
Right.
On that 14 miles of island, there are 887 giant head statues.
Wow.
Each weighing on average 14 tons or 28,000 pounds, and created approximately, if not over, 2,000 years ago.
28,000 pounds a piece, and there's 885 of them.
887.
887. That's, to me, obviously, that they were all brought over on boat.
I guess, unless they were quarried right there. I don't know.
I don't think so, because you see how and maybe the water level was lower back then, but did you see how they found them at a certain soil elevation,
right?
And then
you
digging down like another 20 feet, and they have a whole nother
like have a
20
body
feet below. It's a whole body. And the first time I saw that, I was like, really? No way. Right. So then if you think, okay, well, then this whole island was at least 20 foot lower You don't know if the water level
Sure.
was maybe lower.
Sure.
But there's no way that it's quarried
But
there.
even if they were ground level, the fact that they were quarried in any one spot, unless you quarried and formed the heads out of a rock formation that existed right at the spot where you're doing the head, you're having to transport 28,000 pounds 2,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And then not only transport that 28,000 pounds, but then, erect that from a laying to a
Do
standing.
what to it? What'd you say?
You have to get it erect and then put it in the hole. It's just science.
Right.
That has to
That's
happen
how it works.
for a person to get created on Easter Island.
So I believe they were all shipped in.
That could be. That almost complicates the matter even further, because now not only are you transporting 28,000 pounds, which maybe on land, using some
But you're making 887 trips.
you're making 887 trips, and you're having to get 28,000 pounds off of a boat onto the land and then start moving it. So, I mean, it's either some elaborate crane system that they were able to utilize.
If they made 3 trips a day, they'd have it done in a handful of months.
Well, yeah, but now add in carving time.
Well, they could be carving them at the quarry and then shipping them
and then
over.
shipping over a finished product.
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible, but either way,
I mean, why not? Like,
what a
hey,
feat.
man, like imagine you and I back then, right? And some
Mhm.
friends, we're all hanging out, we're drinking fermented fruits and shit and getting drunk on wherever the hell we're from.
Sure.
Wine. You just call it wine.
Sure.
And we were out fishing and found this island and decided, you know what, man, we should make giant statues. Or maybe we decided to take some rocks and make one. And then we just decided that we were going to put a bunch of statues on this island.
That's an elaborate
man,
prank.
Look, there's 4. Look how big this is. We could put a bunch of heads on there. Actually, they weren't heads. They were giant statues.
They're giant people, yeah.
Imagine what that looked
good.
like from the distance.
It would have to look crazy. Yeah, I mean, imagine, that civilization gets lost over time, and then somebody swims up to that island. They're like, oh, finally, I'm safe. And then they go into the forest a little bit and see one of these giant heads. You'd have to feel like there's a tribe coming to take your head off any second.
Okay, so a little thought here. All right, we're looking at it from a distance, trying to envision what it looks like. 887 spread out evenly over 800 and over a 14 mile island, right? So 14 miles, 887 of them. How far were they spaced out in between each other? What math gives us that answer?
Great question. I mean, 14 miles would be from about my house to the office.
Well, you got to take into consideration, the shape of it.
Sure. Yeah, I don't know what the width is.
Right, the width.
I mean, you would imagine
all the dimensions. But even if it was round, let's say 14 miles a diameter.
Okay. So let's see here.
So what would 887
just divided by 4? There's 63 per mile of length of the island.
If it was at 14 miles long.
Right. At 14, you take that, divide 887, you get 63.35. So there's at least 63 per mile of length of the island. So, I mean, I'm imagining they would probably be around the perimeter, high grounds, things like that.
That would look crazy from a distance.
That would look wild. Yeah.
60 feet apart isn't very far when you're a mile or two out.
Yeah. I would turn away from the island. I'd go to a different island.
Be like, what's in the water? I mean, I'm sure people were like freaking out the first time they saw that.
Yeah. Well, people are moving
on a ship.
If people are moving that big of rocks, I'm not looking to fight them. So yeah, that's enough of a warning, art, whatever you want to call it, but it's a display of power nonetheless, and impressive. So yeah, I had no idea 887, and then within 14 mile of a length of island. That's crazy.
You know what this conversation just made me think of is the true math on a blower and how many revolutions it spins per revolution of the crank.
Yeah, I have no idea on that math.
Or wait, no. Or is it it's the cam? No, revolutions of the engine.
Okay.
versus the revolutions of the blower. Something
Yeah.
crazy. Something
We'd have
crazy.
we'd have to have somebody that knows about that and to tell us about that one. I
Some of the time. It just
I
made me,
know.
for some reason, the picture of that whole thing made me think about
Oh
that.
yeah. Nope. I know
Anyways,
some of the words you were saying, but I
yeah,
don't know
that's
how to
crazy,
picture
man.
that. Yeah,
That's crazy.
it's a lot of heads.
A lot of heads.
Let's see here. Another interesting fact that I found: the most successful pirate in history was a woman by the
Really?
mhm.
You know, they say women have more brain cells than men, that
Mm,
they're innately smarter,
hmm.
believe it or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I, I,
Adam.
I don't know the science
Adam
on
won't
that one.
even give a woman credit.
I'm not.
Just say,
It's not
yeah,
that
they're
I won't give a
smarter than
woman
us,
credit.
whatever. Not
Okay.
give him credit, but like
Why do
take
they
the
have to
high
have
road.
more?
He'll
I
fight a
mean,
chick.
if
Adam
we're all
will fight a chick, just so you know.
if we're all here for the sake of equality, why do they have more?
So you're gonna punch a chick, man.
Why wouldn't we all just have the same amount of brain cells? We just utilize
I don't
them,
know.
and
Same reason
each
we don't have
individual utilizes them different.
well, I think okay, we're not gonna, I guess, get in that whole conversation. We're gonna I'm gonna take it a different direction.
Yeah, but
Take it a whole different direction.
oh man, yeah, that could have gone sideways.
Yeah.
Um, but her name was Ching Si. She started off her career as a prostitute in China until she was bought and married by the commander of the Red Flag Fleet, which was a pirate armada that was out over in the China seas terrorizing the seas.
Pirate
Um,
Armada.
yeah, and we'll get to what kind of this armada looked like, at least in its heyday, here in a little bit. But um, the commander of the Red Flag, he viewed his wife as an equal, which was uncommon back in the day, of course, and even allowed her to command her own ships. When he died, she took command of the entire Red Flag and really drove it to prominence. And under her leadership, it really thrived and became a big problem. At the height of the Armada, the fleet grew to a size of 300 warships, with 1,200 support ships leading approximately 80,000 men, women, and children. So that's an armada.
That is some serious power.
That is crazy. I mean, you'd figure most pirates you think about they're flying around. At least you
So
visualize one ship.
their fleet from battle to support was capable of carrying 83,000 people.
Yeah, 1,500 ships total.
That makes sense. And that's great. That's just
I mean, mathematically, yeah, it all works out. It's
yeah, it
just
does.
logistically, it seems like a nightmare for handling. And I mean, for pirates, they're pretty. I always visualize them as independent. They're always portrayed as sailing the seas in a lone vessel. I don't know if there was much collaboration or whatever went on with it, but that's always at least the vision. I guess.
What do you think she looked like?
I
What do you think she looked like?
don't,
So, I mean, one,
I'm so fighting a joke, but yeah, I think probably just pretty. She was a prostitute, so I'm sure she had to have some sort of lookability and likability, at least to the extent to where she was desirable enough to be purchased and married out of prostitution. So I would guess by the day's standards, probably pretty fair.
so do you think she carried her ladylike image or and
Yeah, I don't
type
think so.
image, or do you think she went blue jeans and biker jacket?
Yeah, I think it was short hair, short hair and flannel
Short
after.
hair,
Yeah,
flannel. Yeah.
yeah, after she took over. Just to, I think you would almost have to in a way just for ease of maneuverability on the ship. I mean, you can't be running around in a dress very efficiently or climbing to the crow's nest in a dress, I would imagine. I don't know. I don't wear dresses for the sake of this podcast, at least. So I would imagine that that's probably easier, more comfortable, but at the same time, probably a little bit more in the spirit of the uniform of the rest of the crew.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah, I don't know. I'm sure if anybody had a problem with it, she would deal with it rather efficiently and effectively to run a group of that many guys. I'm sure there was some ruthless activity that happened. But she eventually became such a problem that the Chinese government had to negotiate a pardon, pay, and treaty with her that she would no longer
Yes.
return to the seas.
Good for her. What was her first name again?
Ching, Ching. It's history. I don't make this stuff up.
I didn't say so. I
Yeah.
didn't say so. Ching is her name.
Yeah. Ching C, I'm assuming SHIH.
SHIH. Yeah.
Mhm.
Ching Shi.
Yep.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
That's a neat story.
Yeah, most
that she
successful
was-
pirate of all of history. So
And
that's
maybe it got to be maybe one of the largest armadas.
probably, yeah, that's not government ran. That would have to rank up there. I mean,
Right.
I'm sure that, you know, our fleets today total over 1,500 naval vessels, but you know, a pirate organization having 1,500 ships, that's a fucking problem.
Yeah, I mean, you're not just. It doesn't matter if you and like 10 other dudes hanging
Yeah.
out fishing. Like you're done.
Yeah. They're taking out, you know, a good 30% of the countries as is today. If you have a fleet that size and that many people, you could do some damage.
So where did they reside from, or where were they? Or where?
China was.
So they were Chinese. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it's just kind of going up and down the Chinese coast, and I'm sure, you know, probably off into Indonesia and all that surrounding areas, which wherever the trade routes probably went is exactly where they went. What's up, Jeremy?
Jeremy, what's up, dude? What's up, man? Hope all's well with you, brother.
So yeah, they would follow, you know, just like most, they would just follow the booty wherever it went.
Right.
That's where it took them.
Hey, man, the more booty, the better.
Amen. Well, with 80,000 people, you guys spread that booty around.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of booty.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of booty.
So I'm just thinking about this. I'd imagine that Caribbean and there's pirates all over the world, and you just wonder,
yeah.
like, I mean, probably even like Pacific Island
E-
pirates,
everywhere.
like
E-
Samoan pirates. Do you think there were Samoan pirates?
Anywhere that there's a trade route or anywhere that there
Moana?
would be opportunity, I'm sure that there's pirating of some sort or some level. I mean, hell,
And they all probably look different. I'm sure all the Asians had like baggy ninja clothes, pirate clothes,
maybe
like badgy, like dreads and baggy ninja.
okay,
clothes
got
with,
their
like,
own
boots.
style.
Right. They got ninja boots, both like spikes and leather heels.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
split toe, like a pirate boot with a split toe.
Yeah, just to be able to climb. So yeah, they would definitely be they would be a problem for any pirate gang out there. They could easily dominate the whole pirate scene with that many boats.
Anywhere.
Pretty much. I mean, it would take really
I think they ever
getting.
did pirate boat drag racing,
I don't know. I know they do, like,
pirate boat racing.
you know, those I don't know what they're called. They're almost like hollowed out canoe type boats, but they have those big engines and a big long drive shaft on them that goes through.
Oh yeah, like in Vietnam. I think that's Vietnam, or
Yeah, like
I don't
little
know. for
rice
sure.
patties or whatever the hell they do. They drag race those things, and those
Bro,
things
they're
move.
badass. Yeah,
They're
I mean,
crazy.
they're like straight up race car motors on the
Yeah.
back of a hollowed out piece of bamboo.
Right. Yeah, that's damn near what it looks like. Yeah.
It's about as ballsy as it gets, and it's crazy that they've managed to engineer them with just such perfect aerodynamics. Because one, the boat doesn't weigh shit unless it's made out of like some type of solid hardwood or some type of hardwood, but it's wide enough to where it's not going to sink.
Oh, man,
And
Carter
they have
was tough.
top fuel boats. No, dude.
What was that boat?
Top fuel canoes.
What was that boat that we saw up at PRI? That thing was wild. With
I don't know. It reminded me of like the have you ever seen the boat racing where it's like in the swamps and they dig out the track out of the ground and fill it full
the
of
little
water and it's like
geckos.
wee, wee,
Oh, yeah.
they come through the whole thing. And then they step it up a notch and they do like the buggies, like the stretch chassis with the big skinny tires on them.
Well, they do that whole
race
thing
them.
down at the Lake of the Ozarks, the shootout.
Oh,
Where they
with
go
the
for-
boats, yeah.
Yeah, they go for world titles and shit down there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Incredible.
really, if it's got a motor, I mean, there's somebody's going to be racing it. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's just how it works. No ways around it.
No ways around it. Know when to fold them.
All right, we're gonna go back in time a little bit, and we're gonna stick in Paris or in France for a minute.
As Huey Lewis in the News would say.
Yeah, gonna go back in time. This would be 1386 in the town of Felice, France, where a rogue pig attacked a child in the face. A few days later, the child ended up dying, resulting of their injuries. The pig was then arrested, placed in jail, where it waited to stand trial for murder, where it was found guilty, and then executed by hanging.
They were a bunch of drunks, dude. They just put on a trial for a pig for the hell of it. I'm
Just
sure half everybody was in there laughing. They're like, let's put this pig on trial just for the hell of it.
I thought it was hilarious, mainly because they hung another animal, and I know how much you love those stories, so I wanted to include it in here.
Well, I didn't even think about the pig. I mean, I have family members in Texas that bait feral hogs in with tannerite and blow them 2 miles into the sky.
Yep, that's becoming a thing here in Missouri now too.
Tannerite and hogs?
Well, I don't know if they're quite to the level of tannerite, but the hunts and the kind of open season, if it moves, shoot it. Hog mentality.
Yeah, speaking of which, I might go to SHOT Show, the big gun SHOT Show in Vegas with Watson in
Yeah.
June.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I know there's a lot of guns and motors go hand in hand. Jeez, no, dang Carter, that thing is bitching. I had no idea they got to this level. I mean, I knew there were drag boats, but I had no idea they were top fuel drag boats. That is super duper cool. Carter sent me a picture.
Yeah.
Oh, let me see. I don't know if you can see that or not. Well, probably not.
Not so
Not
much.
so well. Okay. Anyways, Google 10,000 horsepower top fuel dragster boat.
Jesus,
Drag
I'm sure
boat.
that thing moves.
Oh, dude, it's a really cool picture. You didn't go to my high school. Dave Kerr.
Nope.
That I grew up racing cars with and building cars. His uncle drove Miss Budweiser in the 60s and 70s, I think, or 70s and 80s, somewhere in there. But for a long time, and he had a record for a long time with the Miss Budweiser. But it was the picture. It's on a hydro. And I don't know a lot about boats, so I'm just going to do my best to try to explain it, okay? But it was on a hydrofoil or a hydra boat or some type
So
of
it
hydra
skis
something.
under the water that once you get kind of moving, it goes up and it kind of elevates it above the waves.
Or maybe it was like a cat. I don't even know. Really, I don't even know. But there's no cockpit. He's sitting in it, and literally the edge of the boat is like at his hips. And he's got this steering wheel, and he's got this giant motor blown engine behind him. And the picture is a wide picture, a much wider picture actually. And it's him in there with this helmet on and this coat. And the only thing touching the water, and it actually looks like it's out of the water. It's about 6 inches up, it looks like. And just in this narrow 10-inch section up about that high, and the whole rest of the boat's just out of the water. Man, it was screaming. I forgot what the record was with that, but they had a bunch of pictures and their basement was decorated with it. I was like, oh man, that's a bitchin' picture. I'll never forget that picture.
Huh.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah. And it's all about, I think, just like with racing, it's all about the least amount of weight that you can go with the most amount of power. You got to get a tiny little boat and a big ass engine. It'll move.
That sounded like lyrics to a song.
If it's not, I just wrote it.
There it is.
Copyright.
We copywrote it.
Yeah.
It's been copywritten.
No stealsies. All right, sticking with the France theme, a little bit more recent, but during World War One, France actually built a fake Paris a couple miles outside of Paris to throw off bombers and fighter planes and save the city from any sort of destruction. Lycée and a few other large sites from the town, even setting up a fake railroad that they had timed lights that would go off to mimic trains moving on the track for the
Huh.
bombers. So if they bomb that, then go for it.
Yeah, right. Wow, that's pretty cool. Now, didn't we do something?
Nice.
Didn't we do something similar on the coast of San Diego that I don't think a lot of people know about? We built maybe San Francisco, no, San Diego, somewhere. There were facades built
Mhm.
along the coast.
Oh yeah.
So why was that?
Hey,
Like
that
fake cities? Was it supposed to be like fake
yeah,
cities?
what they would some places that I've seen like some aircraft manufacturers bomber plants, they would build the plant and then on the roof of the plant they would build little frames of houses and paint streets and put up street lights so that it made the roof of the plant look like a continuation or just part of the city. So they would fly over and be like, I don't see any industrial area. It's just this little town down there and fly over. I mean, they would use inflatable tanks, all sorts of crazy stuff to
Yeah, that's super
mimic
cool.
and throw it off. So yeah, disguise and sap and that sort of stuff is always interesting.
Well, the new conspiracy that I read, you know, when when we pulled out of Afghanistan, right? And
Mhm.
so there was that picture of the giant C-130. I can't remember if it was C-130. I forgot what kind of
Probably.
car. I think it was a cargo plane carrier, not sure. But they said that, well, they're showing pictures of it, like close-up pictures, and
Nice.
people are conspiring saying that that plane was an inflatable.
Hmm.
But then I saw guys climbing on it. And when it took off, dudes were falling off of it.
Yeah, I mean, I
Like,
definitely
that
saw
was kinda
videos of
fucked
people
up.
falling off, so that's an
I
odd
mean,
inflatable.
I know, right?
I don't know. There's so
Um,
many conspiracies out there. It's crazy to know what's what and what to listen in
it's
on and
hard
what
not to
not
pay
to.
attention to this shit when they shove it down your throat.
Oh
Get out
man,
of here.
yeah, my algorithm is set for and primed for that, no doubt. Oh, let's see here. It's another fun pastime. I'm not sure why this sport doesn't make a comeback, but during the 17th and 18th centuries in Europe, aristocrats would participate in the sport of fox tossing, which was an individual or coupled sports where you
Mhm.
compete against other individuals by trying to throw the fox both as far and as high as you could.
Wait, is this whole episode about fucked up things, the animals?
I
No,
don't
I'm just
think
kidding.
so.
No,
Not
no, I'm just
not completely. I'm trying to look at the other stuff that's coming up to find out if it really is or not, but
kidding.
sometimes themes just hop out of nowhere, but no, I think that covers us on the
All
animal,
right, cool.
so we should be good.
So fox tossing,
Yeah, yeah. I imagine it's by the tail. That's really the best way to kinda get the best leverage on it.
maybe. Do you think that? I mean, I've never swung a fox in a circle as hard as I could by their tail. Like
Yeah,
I would think that the hair fur would pull out, or
it would bite
tail
you.
would break up, or it'd bite you.
I mean, any of those things. Yes, I agree 100%. So yeah, I don't know. There's gotta be
Legs,
some
legs.
levels maybe. I mean, if it's you can do it individual or with as a couple. So it's you each grab a leg from each side and
Yeah.
time it out, toss it like a kid onto a bed.
And were they alive? They weren't alive, were they?
I don't know, but it doesn't really specify or say. So for the sake of my imagination, yes, they were. It seems to that's about the only way to put any sort of sport into it, you know?
Right. Yeah, you run in there with some gloves.
Yeah,
Like, all right,
you gotta wrangle this
you gotta
fox
wrangle
and
it. Yeah.
toss that motherfucker.
Hmm.
So I'd much rather watch that over a dead fox. I mean, that's just somebody you may as well throw a log at that point. Where's the
Well, I
fun?
was thinking that maybe they went out fox hunting, and when they got back to camp, they're like, "All right, let's do our traditional fox toss."
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't really read that way. So
No, it doesn't.
I'm anticipating it was just probably for the fun of tossing animals, which would probably mean they had been alive at the time.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, man. When I was a kid, um, there was lots of cats. I mean, I'd take a cat and take it and grab it by its little paws and launch it. You know,
Yeah, cats always land on their feet. I don't know if
yeah. I
foxes think
mean,
the
they're
same
great.
way.
They land, man. They're fun. It's like
Oh, they'll
playing
land.
fetch. It's
Yeah,
like playing fetch.
gravity dictates that they will land. I agree with you. I'm just not sure how hard or well or how it pans out. So yeah, I don't know how that. It would be interesting, I guess, to go back in
Hmm.
time and see how this all logistically went down.
Yeah, that
Is there
was
a
messed up. And
deal?
look, I love cats, man. I love cats. I love dogs. I just remember flipping kittens when I was a kid.
I'm
Is that messed up?
50-50
I
on
don't know. I don't
I'm
think so.
so on cats. Dogs, definitely. I don't trust cats. They're interesting, they're entertaining, I don't trust them.
You don't trust them.
Mm-mm.
I
Nope,
mean, it's not like they're gonna steal your money, dude.
I don't know that. I haven't given it a chance either.
It's not like they're hitting on your girlfriend or something.
Maybe. I don't know. It seems like they're always plotting the death and destruction of everything that's around them. So
Oh, like the old tale of the cat sitting on the chest
I mean, that
of the
tail had to come from
Hey, wasn't
somewhere.
that an old TV show? Wasn't that an HBO series? It's like a horror series or something. It was about this cat that would like perch on your chest and suck your breath out of you.
Hmm.
Oh man, I can't remember what that was.
Yeah, I
It was
feel
a
like I
long time
remember
ago.
something about that, but yeah, I have
80s.
no
Not
idea.
Tales from the Crypt. It could have been a Tales from the Crypt. I
It
don't
could
know.
have been. It feels like Tales from the Crypt or something along the creep show or something like that.
Carter doesn't like cats either.
There we go, Carter. I
Uh, I,
I knew we got along
I
pretty
love cats, and just so you guys know, all you cat haters, cats are at the top of the food chain. Not domesticated cats, but
I don't know.
cats are
They're
at
one
the
of the
top of the
biggest
food chain.
domesticated cats cats or the feline cats are the cause for extinction of majority of the species. Not quite as many as human, but as far as animal wise, because they hunt for hunting as well as for food. So
Yeah, I mean they're cats.
yeah, they'll take things out.
I mean, they're ruthless. They don't give a
Agreed.
shit. Do you ever see the
Yeah.
picture, that video, that guy? They're out hunting Bengal tigers, and they're out in this.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, these dudes
Oh,
go
is
out
this
and hunt
yeah,
hunt
yeah,
Bengal
on
tigers, right?
foot.
Well, no,
Yeah.
no. So these guys are on top of a giant elephant, right?
Oh
There's two
god.
elephants. They're on
Oh,
top
I
of
have
it,
seen
on
that.
top of a giant elephants, and they're hunting this like rice patch where all the grass, or I don't know what it was exactly, but it was like a field and some splotchy wood trees and shit off in the distance every 50 yards, right? And about 3 foot high was this grass, and you couldn't see it. And there's a camera guy on the back behind the hunter, and they're like going, and then all of a sudden, about 20 feet out, you see the grass just start going down. And then this Bengal tiger launches out and up like 20 feet in the air and just smokes the guy. I mean, claws out, smokes him, knocks him off, and then the rest is history. The cat just took that dude out, dude, off the
Yep.
top of an elephant. It was incredible. It was the most brutal reality check.
Yeah, it's nature.
Don't go hunting cats, man.
No, leave them
These
be.
cats are brutal. They're
They will
awesome.
yeah, they will turn
But
on
I
you.
love dogs too. I'm not a slobber fan or a dog hair fan or a dog shit fan
I
or a
get it.
nice lawn with piss spots all over it. Like, I'm too OCD. I can't do it.
Nope, I get it.
I've had dogs my whole life though.
Yeah, come over and hang out with Harold and Buster whenever you want.
Yeah, I love them. Just keep all those Dobermans locked up in the back.
Yeah, those are different. Those are outside dogs. Those are working dogs.
Those are working dogs. Working dogs.
Uh,
Tearing up the rats.
yes, they're keeping going on patrol. That's what they're there for. Let's see. Genghis Khan, the favorite of mine, was one of the very few leaders in the past that was tolerant and allowing of all religions. You know, most leaders in the past, they'd have their religion of choice and they would mandate that on every and anybody. Surprisingly, Genghis Khan, known for his, ruthless conquest of masses of land and people, was extremely tolerant of that and actually sought out the teachings and lessons of the other religions, um, and was known to have consulted with Buddhist, Muslim, Christian, and Taoist leaders on many different occasions. A very learned and cultured individual.
Yeah, wouldn't you say so?
I would say so. And it's just amazing
He was
what
just
he
going
was
over there
able
and
to do.
knock up all their villagers.
1 in every 200 people, 1 in every 200 men share ancestry to Genghis Khan.
You mean Asians?
No.
I don't believe it.
Okay.
I can understand maybe country, continent, not worldwide. I don't see it.
Okay.
I think there's more people related to reptiles or reptilian.
Oh God. I see where this conversation's going. I see where your brain's at tonight. You're looking for trouble. I see.
No, I'm just kidding, man. Genuinely, or am I?
Oh yeah.
They're just harvesting us, dude. The lizard
Oh
people,
Christ.
the Anunnaki. They live on the outside of the ice walls, bro. Down in the center of the earth.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've never seen them. They've never interfered with me, so
No.
I'll treat them like the Bengal tiger and let them play where they want to play, and I'll play here.
Yeah, as long as I'm not being harvested,
Yeah.
I'm good. Don't
Well,
harvest me.
Yeah, leave me
No
out
har-
of it.
Yeah. Don't throw me in your Thanksgiving dinner.
Exactly. Found out that I've always wondered where this association to black cats being bad luck came from, and I finally figured it out here this week. It was through Pope Gregory the Ninth, who back in the day believed that black cats were agents of devil worshipping and declared war on black cats, commanding that any black cat that's found or seen be killed on sight. So that led to the old, if a black cat crosses your path, it's bad luck, and all the negative associations to witchcraft or
Oh,
anything
really?
to black cats.
I did not know that. So that's where that came from.
That's where it came from them
Huh.
being agents of the devil.
Bet you didn't know.
I didn't. No, that was one thing that I learned this week as well.
So it's interesting because my favorite cat was black.
I've known some really nice black cats. I didn't trust them, but they were cool.
Did you ever? No. Mm-mm. You may have not ever seen my black cat Chimera.
I don't think so. Was that the
She was
apartment?
big, long hair, had green eyes, dude.
No.
And she would maul dogs. Like there was a point where she fucked this dog up so bad. I thought in my mind, I was like, I could imagine this dog going back home and it being so destroyed, like it's, just clawed the fuck up.
Mhm.
And somebody was going to come asking about the dog or
I
looking
used
for the
to-
cat or something, like, cause I felt bad. She would posture like a dog come down the street. She would just get up on her back legs and just make herself as big as possible. Right. And
Mhm.
as soon as they got about center of the yard, she would just beeline them and just smoking, and all the dogs, they'd all fucking take off.
That's crazy. I never met that cat. And I used to watch Duck Dynasty Carter, but it's been years and years and years since I followed that one. I do remember you had a crazy parrot.
Oh yeah, Chopper.
Yes, that's right.
Chopper.
Not friendly.
No. He was
Not friendly.
friendly with me. Like he was super cool, man.
Yeah, no, not anybody else.
But he pissed me off so many times that I used to throw shit at his cage, which I think gave him PTSD. So he was like a bullied kid. So, he was good with me, but like anybody else that came around, he would like pick on him. He's like a fucking bully because I did that. Sorry.
It's all good. It made it interesting. I'll tell you that.
I left him out of the cage. And I trained him to actually take a dump at his cage so he could fly around the house. He might miss a couple times, but I remember bringing Billadoo over one time and he was out. And I was like, all right, now if the bird comes flying down from the ceiling at you, just put your hands up because he's going for your head. He's like, are you serious? I was like, yeah, dude. Sure shit, we get in. He fucking dive bombs down, beaks in the fucking Billidoo's head, bites him, fucking takes off. Billidoo's like, oh, what the fuck? I was like, I told you, dude. He's crazy, that bird. Talons and beak.
Yeah. Yep. That was what was known about your bird. Yeah. That was the warning everybody got.
Chopper.
Oh, Chopper.
Oh, Chopper.
I also learned that in ancient Rome, they used to use urine as mouthwash
I mean,
because of its high amount of
better.
ammonia.
It's probably better than the shit that's in our toothpaste that everybody uses. Just saying.
Is this the fluoride speech?
It's not just fluoride, dude. It's all kinds of horrible shit for you.
Yeah, no, I'm sure the preservatives, additives, all the scientific aspects that are going into food and products we put into our body these days can't be for the better. That's for sure.
You know, Lori and I were just talking about that earlier. Like 100 years ago, cancer was not like it is now.
No, it's pretty rampant now.
I mean, it's every day.
Yeah.
I mean, you could eat as clean as you want and still end up with microplastics in your body.
Yeah, they're in all water these days. I mean, there's no groundwater or rainwater that's safe to drink in the world anymore. So yeah, it's problematic. No doubt about that.
Well, we'll all turn into Roblox eventually.
Eventually, if we make it that long, if we don't gum up with microplastics.
I'm gonna change out headphones here real quick.
All right. This is where we talk about Ryan. Ryan doesn't know what we're saying. And he's got his Racing Junk shirt that he got from PRI on. Hey, how's it working?
Oh man, these are just where they're at, dude. That's why I paid $600 for them almost 20 years ago, dude.
Yeah,
20 years ago. Oh,
Yeah.
dude, there's not Beats don't even compare to these, dude.
There's nothing better than good headphones. It makes a world of difference.
Yeah, ask your mom.
Yeah, okay, I will. You guys talk about music or something?
Oh boy.
Another interesting fact. This one I wouldn't have guessed or expected either, but Oxford University in England is actually older than the Aztec civilization.
Okay, say that again.
The Aztec civilization, as it was known, began in 1325.
Yep. Okay.
Oxford University in England was established and founded in 1096. So 200
No
plus years
way.
before the actual beginning of the Aztec civilization.
I love those, dude. I love the comparisons.
Yeah,
That really puts shit in
timeline.
perspective. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I can't even. That's really hard to believe that Oxford University is hundreds of years old than the Aztecs.
Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed that.
Huh. So yeah, I mean, really generationally wise, you know, a lot of the pure South Americans that were related to the Aztecs or Mexicans, I should say. Or no, that's South Americans. Aztecs were in South America. Anyways, there are places where they're just like plucked right out of the history books.
Yeah,
Aztec books, you know.
Right. Just the carbon copy, stereotypical what you would think Aztec would look like. Yeah. I do agree. Another fun fact: during World War II, the United States of America amassed the largest army in history through both the surge of patriotism and the draft. They had an estimated force of 12 million troops in 1945.
Wow. 12 million troops.
12 million.
Mm-hmm. 1945.
Yeah, Germany had 11 that they had amassed at their highest, which is still a pretty good number. And I think Russia came in pretty close with about 10.
That's an armada.
That's a lot of troops. I mean,
that's a whole lot of power.
And that's not even throwing in, the British or any other participating parties in that war. Just 12 million Americans. That's a number. That's a big number.
They could never. I know they want to. They could never.
Well, with drones and things like that, they'll never have to.
Yeah,
Um,
right,
so
right.
we got that going for us. We'll just be playing video games. It'll be fun.
Imagine that though, like almost like you'd imagine a Civil War battle with all the
Mhm.
different rifles, riflemen, and then you know how they lined up. Even since like the
Sure.
Romans were fighting. um Imagine like this futuristic war where it's like drone army goes in first, weakens
Star
everything.
Wars.
Then he goes in with the robots and the tanks,
Yeah.
and then it's humans behind him, and it's
Have you
like
not? Have you
so
seen Star Wars?
or Terminator.
Well, one of the newer Star Wars, it's almost exactly that. With the troops and the larger craft. So yeah, Terminator as well. So yeah, that's just basics of military operation, whether it's
Mhm.
human or droid. So yep, I've been
Ye-
preparing all my life to play that video game. So bring it. Let's see. This was a little bit astonishing, but in 1666, a fire broke out in London that was started from a baker's oven. The fire destroyed 13,500 buildings and displaced 80,000 residents, um, but only had 6 people died in the entire blaze.
What?
Yeah,
Only 6 people.
only 6 people died from the fire
Wow.
out of 13,500 buildings and 80,000 people that were displaced. Only 6 died. That's pretty
So
crazy.
everybody was displaced. It wasn't just like nobody was home.
Yeah, I guess they either got out or whatever. I mean, back in that time, when a fire started somewhere, it was probably going to spread to neighboring buildings. It was just a matter of how far or how much of it'll be contained. But if a good enough fire gets going, then it'll jump from building to building. There's been enough fires that jump from ship to ship in the harbor because it's
Mm-hmm.
so hot. So yeah, that kind of stuff ain't happened up in Chicago, the great fire that they had up there. So that kind of stuff wasn't uncommon, but I think
San Francisco was another
yeah,
one.
yeah, I mean, 6 people dying in a fire, especially back in 1666. That you just figure there'd be more.
I just feel like communities were more in tune with each other back then. I mean, everybody
Possibly.
it was much more of a community where, shit, fire started out before you know it. Somebody was running over here and somebody's running over there and they're running over there and everybody, it's like ants. Now
Yeah.
everybody's sidetracked in a hole in their basement, stuck behind a TV, shooting a podcast.
Wow, that
Um,
that felt really pointed, but okay. Guess we need to talk.
I guess we
Uh,
need to have a conversation.
yeah, apparently. All right, and our final one. This is more just a odd story more than anything else. But in 1838, author Edgar Allan Poe wrote the novel "The Narrative of Arthur Gordon Pym of Nantucket," that tells the tale of 4 crewmen on a whaling ship who ended up stranded on an island. In order to survive, the men had to draw straws to see who would be the person that was eaten. The loser being the cabin boy named Richard Parker. 46 years later, 4 crewmen were stranded after the yacht that they were sailing on from Sydney to London capsized. The men drew straws in order to find out how to increase survival. The loser was the 19-year-old cabin boy named Richard Parker. Same name
Huh.
from the book.
Really?
Yeah, just a odd thing that happened.
Same name from the book. Yeah, that's crazy.
Same name, same
Very odd.
situation, draw straws. I mean, the whole
What
thing. So
what are the odds?
I don't know. I guess better than we would expect.
Clearly.
But yeah, and just have that situation play out that same way with the same name is that's definitely where the odds increase. But yeah, that's not the only time that stuff like that's happened. We've talked about on past episodes that book that I can't remember the name of it anymore. I think it was Titania or something like that. The book that got written before the Titanic even set sail. That
Oh,
I
yeah, I don't
mean,
know.
just described the boat almost the same way. The route, everything was almost to the T of how
Look at the
Titanic.
Simpsons.
Boy, yeah. I mean, what's going on there? They've predicted so many weird off the wall things that were put into show in the sake of comedy at the time, either because it was so outlandish or or whatever, but was
I
it?
mean, what are the odds, dude? Really?
Well, I don't know. According to some people that we would talk to, or some people maybe even on this podcast, they would say that those sort of things are being controlled and that narrative is being spilled out through proper channels to send signals to those in the know, whatever the case might be. But I don't know. Why don't you tell me your thoughts?
Man, I ain't got no thoughts. I got no thoughts, man.
I don't know. Just go back to the old saying that you could put 1,000 monkeys in a room with typewriters and eventually they'll write Shakespeare. Is that, could it be that?
I don't
I don't
believe
know.
that.
I don't know.
I don't believe that.
I don't have 1,000 monkeys. I only have 100. So we're going to have to wait a little bit longer, but we're going to find out. We're going to get to the bottom of it. See, get more monkeys.
Yeah, you got big monkeys, though.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to be able to
What
hit
kind of
the
monkeys are
typewriter.
they talking about?
I don't know. They didn't really
orangutans.
specify. That's who I went with. They're fun. They're big. They're strong.
Oh, hey, by the way, meteor showers tonight,
Yeah.
tomorrow night, after midnight, Gemini constellation. It's coming from the
Coming from Uranus.
Yeah, I got nothing. My fucking brain froze up. It just seized out.
Yep.
That was it. You had nothing. Good one.
Derailed.
I mean, the old Uranus trick
Yeah.
joke.
I don't know what Uranus trick you're talking about. You had a different childhood than I did, though.
What the so the
Meteor shower.
the meteor shower is meteorites or chunks of rock from a comet, and I can't remember the name of the comet.
Yeah, I read that just a couple days ago. But yeah, I can't remember what tail we're kind of traveling through the debris field of. All
Do you
that.
remember Halley's Comet?
I remember Halley's Comet. I remember Hale Bopp.
Do you remember seeing Hale Bopp?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that wasn't that cool? For like a whole week, it was like, whoa.
Yeah, at the end, it just kind you almost kind of got used to it, and then it was gone. You're like, oh, Chris, shit, that was there,
Yeah.
but it's not. But yeah, it was definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. I was real young, but yeah.
Yeah, that was cool shit.
Yep. Anytime I hear Halley's Comet, I can't help but think of Mark Twain, who was born on the day when Halley's Comet was in the sky and died when it was in the sky as well.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck's sake.
That's true.
Really?
Yeah. That is a fact.
Who? Mark Twain?
Yes. Samuel Clemens.
Samuel Clemens?
Mm-hmm. The one and only.
Exactly 72 years apart? Or whatever. What is it?
87 or something like that. I can't remember the exact years apart, but yeah, he was born. It's not like Halley's Comet, just kind of like Hale's Bopp. It didn't fly through in a night. So during the time that it was visible in the sky, he was born, and then he also died while it was visible in the sky.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm sure he wasn't the only one, but the only one I know of.
Yeah, yeah. The only one that really matters.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I guess we all had ancestors alive back then.
I mean, you don't know what it took for him to get born on that date. Everything he went through to live that perfect length of life, and
yep, the stars had to align.
And then just, anyways, yeah. So what's up with you, man? How was your weekend?
I mean, for most of it, you were there. From Wednesday through Saturday when we got back. Yeah, and it was action packed. From it was either 100 miles an hour or 0 miles an hour. That was the only two speeds we ran for those few days.
Yeah,
and no, it was good. I
was back in the Marine Corps, like partying all weekend and then PTing Monday morning. And you're like all hung up, you're puking and running at the same time. It's great stuff. I still do it. I mean, I think Friday morning was kind of an example there.
Friday morning was not the best morning. We didn't have that. That wasn't the easiest start to Friday the day.
Morning, yeah. Excuse me, geesh.
But Red Bull pulled me through that morning. So
yeah, a little bit of coffee, some walking.
Yeah, I mean, we got there. We got back on track, got back on task, and got down to business.
Yeah,
business. No, that all was good. Which we figured, and had anticipated it would be, and just like anything and everything that we've done with the ADRL or with drag racing, that thing leads to 27 different things within seconds that you now think of or need to start doing or working on. So yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun.
Yes.
My brain loves to run through that kind of stuff, so it's been perfect.
I know it does.
Oh yeah,
Those are cool, man. Those are great ones. Those are
Yeah.
some great
little bits of knowledge,
little bits of knowledge. Yeah, man. That was
Yep.
pretty cool.
something everybody can share with their family, friends, coworkers, whatever.
Yeah, go tell them.
Yeah,
Spread the word.
the whole point is to use these pieces of knowledge to feel smarter than others. That's why we do this.
I mean, come on. It's all about being a genius.
Exactly. It's all
Yeah.
about wielding knowledge and establishing
Because
dominance.
remember, folks, knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. So
The more you know, the more.
Uh-oh.
Like-
I thought we were going to get through the whole episode.
Nope.
No, I knew we wouldn't. Did you see the question?
No, let me see.
From old Carter Jackson, of course.
There it is. I actually talked to Kenny today,
Yeah.
and I think there's a good chance.
Okay. Well, since I'm the producer, that definitely keep me posted.
No, I mean, I figure I'd let you know last minute.
It wouldn't be the first
point in
time
bringing
things
it
like
up
something
unless
like
there's
that's
an
happened.
answer.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. So yeah, I'll proceed as normal until I hear otherwise.
Well, either way, here, look, full honesty. I hate that catchphrase, right? I hate that catchphrase. Check it out. I think either way, we do a Thursday podcast.
Okay. I'm down.
Just a thought.
Okay.
It won't be the same.
No. Sure.
It won't be the same.
Wonder if we have anybody out there or any fans listening that would even want to come on to something like that.
I don't know. I wonder if there's
No.
anybody that's got like like an end of the year recap video or something.
I don't know. That'd be a weird thing. I mean,
It would be weird.
What are the odds? I don't know.
I don't know. But all you got to do is talk about it sometimes, and
Yeah, you put it out in the universe, and
Yeah.
the universe will give it back.
boom, it's gonna be like, oh, guess what? Guess what I got?
I even saw that. I remember seeing that in some clip. Oh man,
Was it my fourth?
No, it was some young up and comer had a highlight clip that was out there in a winner's circle somewhere in North Carolina, I believe, maybe Rockingham, and somebody told that individual, you put it out there, the universe gave it back to you.
Yep, that's right. That's right. Goes around, comes around.
Exactly.
You get what you put out.
Yeah.
So we're thinking about it. So Thursday night, I'm thinking.
Oh, Carter's coming out with one of those videos.
Oh, Carter?
Oh shit.
Oh, I knew we heard that somewhere.
See, we put it out in the universe.
That's crazy.
So yeah, if you want to come on and hang out, I think Ryan and I being the co-hosts of it or whatever is kind of plan B, but become plan A. So yeah, always good to have things lined up.
Well, Kenny a while back gave us his blessings. Either way, was like, hey, you guys should do it. I'm like, well, man, it wouldn't be the same.
Yeah, no, it definitely wouldn't be the same. And yeah, we can we'll figure something out one way or another, whatever we got to do. Adapt.
Yeah, we'll get it. We got a lot going on. We got a lot coming up, a lot going on, a lot to be said.
Yes.
Stay tuned, folks. Ear to the ground. Ear to
Indeed.
the ground. This isn't the format for these conversations, though. Trying to
No,
manage my discipline.
despite
myself.
the fancy shirt that I'm wearing, yes, it is not quite the format for this sort of thing.
Yes, sir. I'll give you a hint about the song. Every picture is black and white. AC/DC Back in Black? Oh, no. Black or white, Michael Jackson.
Okay.
He's going to put a Michael Jackson song over it.
Yeah.
Is it black?
I was actually
White.
gonna. I have a choreographed routine that I was gonna do, but and we can do whichever.
In living color. Oh,
Uh,
in color. Look in my eyes. What do you see? Oh, cult of personality. Is that it?
I have no idea. It very well may be. When I heard Living Color, I immediately thought of the TV show.
Are you messing with us, dude? He's messing. Here, check it out.
He's all up
Every
in your
picture is
brain.
black and white. No, it's in color. No, I'm just kidding. It's in black and white. Psych, it's in color.
He is. He's getting all up in our brains. He's renting room in my head right now.
He is renting room up there. This kid's way smarter than anyone thinks.
Playing 4D chess, and I'm over here playing checkers like some
Yeah, no
asshole.
shit. Oh my God. Speaking of that, how horrible did I do on that simulator?
Which one? That last one?
Yeah, the one with the
Dude,
heptanic.
that thing was
It's like,
crap.
bro, I
that-
couldn't.
That one was crap. Now the very first
Oh,
one.
no, not the dirt track one. I mean, like the F1.
Oh, the F1. Well, I don't know. It seemed like it was maybe bordering on too realistic.
Yeah,
Maybe I don't know.
There's no way it's that hard to drive them unless they don't have power steering.
I have no idea what they have or what they don't have.
Yeah.
But it did seem like after the first lap, you started to get it down a whole lot better.
Oh, you should have seen it in color. Yes, I know that country song.
I know that one. It seemed like about after the first lap, you started to get a good handle on the turning, and the turning all seemed to be just a matter of, in most games, it's all about figuring out what the trick is. So it's all about the control of the braking. If you're not in that right speed zone for the turn, you're fucked. So yeah, it was all about getting down in that braking, but that did look like a whole lot of fun.
No, it was. It was definitely fun. It just was very challenging.
Oh, I'm sure.
And especially like there's like a threshold where you think you're pushing down, but you can actually push down into the brake pedal further. So
yeah, it had that whole pressure meter for the brake.
yeah,
You could really get in it. You could stand on it.
Oh, this is Carter's press release.
Yep, the video will be posted Friday. Good. We can
can't wait to see it, buddy.
Yeah, we can plug it on Thursday's show and remind people, let everybody know. So,
yeah. So check it out. Perfect. Check out Carter's video. This dude's a stud.
Up and comer.
Yep. What's your real quick, Carter? What's your goal, man? What do you want to do one day? What do you want to race? You looking at Top Fuel stuff? You want to do Pro Extreme stuff? You like dragsters? You want to do more dragsters? What are your thoughts, buddy?
Where you see yourself?
Pro Extreme, of course. He wants to run like 290s.
He wants.
I bet by the time you're running a Pro Extreme, Carter, they'll be in the 290s. At like 260.
How long's he got to? What's the typical time frame before someone gets into that bracket or licensing?
It's age, right?
Is it an age thing?
I think so. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, I've never been to the drag racing school, which I want to go. We're going to do that. I am going.
Hey,
we're doing that.
Maybe we
don't forget starting lines.
Let's
starting
lines. That'll be coming in the future.
That?
No, I've got a whole page written down of shit.
I forgot about it until just now.
Remember when you checked out and I kept doing notes for a good amount of time and processing?
I did.
Yeah, I have that one down. So no, we'll let's save this conversation for Thursday, because then we can get the answers more in real time.
Oh yeah,
and really get a good discussion about it, because I'm interested in that, and then plus the how-tos and all that. How do you get to that? Is it something you just jump out of a junior drag and can hop into a Pro Extreme car? I have no idea, but that's a good tease for Thursday for anybody that wants to know or wants to find out. They can surely tune in to the Adrenaline show with the Prince and Doctor. I don't know what we'll call this one or how it's going to go, but the Thursday night podcast. Well, nope, can't do that. We've already done that one before.
Yeah, we can't do that. We'll figure it out.
We'll come up with something, and we'll
hopefully Kenny will be on. But if not, we'll figure out something else.
Yeah, we'll come up with plan B or C or D or whatever, and we'll make it happen either way. But yeah, I'm interested to know more about that. So we'll schedule that Thursday or one way or another, because I think the world needs to know.
You're getting scheduled Thursday.
Whoa. All right.
What's that
Deal.
mean? What's happening?
I mean, it sounds like we'll probably be catching up and talking about ADRL stuff, which is pretty common for any day. So,
Yeah, all day. You mean like all day, every day?
hey, yeah. Yes, indeed, I do. You know that's right.
Yes, indeed, I do. I
All
could
right.
use some water.
Well, that's why I've got my gallon right here. Um, but
Yeah.
on that note, we will go ahead and wrap up this week's episode of Bet You Didn't Know. We're one shy of 52, which would be a full season. So the first season of Bet You Didn't Know.
Yeah, that's right. Yep,
Look at us,
52.
look at us go. So yeah,
Season 1.
make sure to tune in for that one, and we'll find out what we're going to talk about then, because I don't know yet.
And I don't know either.
No, you don't know
And
until
that's okay.
yeah, no, that's the whole template and design of this loosely structured podcast that we have, but it works and
It's fun.
it's fun. That's all
It's
that
fun.
matters. That is all that matters.
Like, subscribe, all
comment,
that good stuff.
share.
Yeah, because I recently found this out. I bet you didn't know that the algorithms on Facebook, most social media, any post you do only, well, I think the threshold's about 2%. You only reach 2% of your audience or your people or
Yeah.
all your friends, whoever it is. 2%
Yeah.
of them are going to see what you posted.
Yeah, the benefits of the like, comment, and subscribe is also boosts everything up in the algorithm so that hopefully it has YouTube will put it more in front of people that are interested in the same types of things, but just for some reason haven't happened across us. They're one of the few people out there that hasn't stumbled across our podcast yet, but they'll figure it out.
Very, very few.
Yeah, very.
Your neighbor, Yohei Rogani.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yohei Rogan.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce his name.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Anyways, that bald headed dude. We were hanging out
The
talking.
jealous guy.
Yeah. He seemed kind of jealous. I was gonna say, like, he was like, dude, what's up, guy?
Oh shit. Okay.
No, when he gets a driver's license, he could drive one. That's great.
That's crazy. Okay.
Glad to know that.
We're gonna need to we'll have to talk more about that and how that all works. Has anybody done that before?
Man, I want to be a 16-year-old driving a Pro Extreme car. I mean,
we could go back.
That's legit, dude. How many? 3 more years? Is there a 16-year-old?
You picture Carter lined up against Frankie and Bubba, giving them hell down the track?
No. Mooney, any of those guys? No.
That'd be fun.
Jason Byers.
Byers is in bedtime right now. He'll
he's nappy time.
Morning, Jason.
Yeah, or Steve Wiley, Brandon Pez, any of those guys.
Oh man, it's gonna be fun. That's what keeps the whole sport going is that youth, that upcome, that competition. You know, none of the old guard of anything ever wants to let go or be the old guard of anything. So they're gonna fight tooth and nail to still be up there, to still be relevant. Yep.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, man.
Oh,
16-year-old. Yeah, we'll save all this for possibly Thursday night. Let's keep that in mind. I want to know what the youngest. Is there ever been a 16-year-old Pro Extreme driver or any kind of
driving prodigy, whatever the case might be.
I mean, has there ever been a 16-year-old dragster driver or Pro Extreme or Pro Stock or Pro, any kind of pro class 16-year-old? Save that for Thursday. Yep.
Yeah. Nope. We'll find out Thursday.
Hey, thanks again, Adam.
Hey, no problem. It's fun.
You're awesome as normal.
We do it.
It is fun.
Yep. That's why it all started, and that's why it keeps going. So as long as it's fun, we'll keep it rolling.
Like, subscribe, follow.
Comment.
Hey guys, don't forget.
And keep an eye out for in the future because we might be putting out some merch with old Melton up there.
Oh yeah, old Melton. And you would love to get one of these things because this is a bitchin' logo. And I got an idea for a shirt concept. So, if I come up with it, it's going to be good. They're just far and few in between. However, you're going to love it.
It's going to be great. So
it's going to be fun.
We'll keep you posted, and we'll try to get those out so that everybody can wear them, and then everybody can ask, "What the hell is going on your shirt?" Make this melt.
What the hell is that?
Yeah,
no big deal. It's just a dude in a wheelchair on flames, flying down a hill.
Yeah, bet you didn't know.
Bet you didn't know. Melton. All right, thanks for joining us, guys. Again, Dr. Fears, Ryan, whatever you want to call me.
I'm Adam, Prince Adam, whatever, anything.
Doesn't
Go by
matter.
many names.
Been
I've
called all
gone
kinds
through
of
them
weird
all.
shit.
Been called a whole lot worse.
Yep. Thanks for joining.
We will catch you next week.
Peace. Chicken grease.
Bulls on Parade.